Okay, what's up, fam? It's Michaela, and I love health. This is part two of the video where I talk about HPA axis dysregulation, aka some people would use adrenal fatigue, but that's not the proper terminology. Anyway, watch the first video if you want to know what HPA axis dysregulation is and know all the deep facts and studies. But today we're talking about, you might be watching on the same day, the symptoms and then also like healing from HPA axis dysregulation. The reason why it hits home for me is because I've struggled with chronic fatigue and a lot of these symptoms, and there is a lot of mystery to it, and the medical system, the Western medical system, hasn't really gained this knowledge, I guess. Like, there's a whole level of like just like taking a medication and healing, but it's so lifestyle and like supporting your overall like system, I guess. It's like a triangle, like mind, body, spirit kind of type deal of healing. I mean, that's what I believe, like, for holistic health. So that's why it's hard, and I just feel for the people, and also experience firsthand like gaslighting from doctors. And so I just want you to know you're not alone if you're going through symptoms or issues. So symptoms of HPA axis dysregulation or low cortisol are like anxiety, chronic fatigue, blood sugar imbalance, depression, having gut issues, insomnia, like feeling wired and tired, even though you're so tired you can't sleep or you wake up, infertility, low immunity, thyroid issues, inflammation, brain fog. I mean, do I need to say anymore? But it's really, I think the healing process is about activating the parasympathetic and bringing down your overall nervous system, because your nervous system is out of whack. And a very important part of like activating the parasympathetic is our vagus nerve, which is a nerve that runs from the brain to the gut, like along the spine, and it interacts with like nerves and organs. And it's the main part of our parasympathetic nervous system, and it like activates like the rest and digest response. Like, that's like the counteracting of the fight or flight response. And it oversees like mood, digestion, the heart rate, mood response. And so the HPA axis dysregulation can cause this vagus nerve to lose its vagal tone in our body. And so, but we need this like nerve to like bring us that ease. So some things that can help with like activating the vagus nerve is like, well, first of all, like grounding, spending time out in nature, long walks, like doing things that kind of bring ease to the body, grounding, like stepping on the earth, and what else? Deep breathing, of course. Deep breathing is huge, like doing things like yoga and like restorative stretching. All things that are like really allowing you to just like sit with yourself. And what else? Grounding meditation, that's one. Or listening prayer, that's big for me. Like spending time just like checking out or checking in, like journaling, being with yourself. This is more like kind of mindset, or like bringing down the anxiety levels. But breath work is huge because it activates the parasympathetic. But otherwise, like surrounding yourself with community, like these are all like aspects that like can impact us, though we don't think it does. making sure you have community, like people to talk to, and just checking in with our mental health. But then other aspects is like supporting our like sleep cycle. So like no blue light before bed, no looking at screens, and like waking up and going outside and seeing the sunlight, because that aids in the melatonin production and our what do you call it? Our sleep wake cycle, our circadian rhythm. I could not think of that word. Yeah, it supports our circadian rhythm. So going outside first thing in the morning and looking at the sun or getting that sunlight, and just trying to rest as much as possible. I've struggled with insomnia, and waking up early, and it's been a struggle, but really like working on your sleep and sleep hygiene is so important for your body to restore and recover. Also, getting exercise is important, and I think I'm learning that now, but not pushing yourself too hard. So like HIIT exercises when your system is dysregulated, that's not really recommended because it is a huge stressor on the body. So doing things like Pilates or low intensity, yoga, long walks are all good forms of movement. Also rebounding, which helps with our body's lymphatic drainage. That's something I love. Also, another aspect is the food we eat. Like, food is also stress if it's inflammatory. So making sure you're eating whole foods, the food in their wholest forms, like food like fresh fruits and veggies, legumes, protein. I think protein is something I neglected for so long, but protein. If you eat meat, like get some of that fresh, like organic sourced meats and fish, consuming omega-3s like flax and chia or fish. That's huge for like the flexibility of our cells. But vegetables, cruciferous vegetables, and greens. I'm a huge supporter of green smoothies. Like, have your green smoothies, get your greens in somehow if you don't like salads. And then also eating balanced, like making sure your plate has a sustainable amount of healthy fats, like avocado, olive oil, ghee, whatever fancies you, and also protein and then fiber, because that will leave you sustained and full for longer and also help your energy, which I'm learning through this season immensely, but also it helps your blood sugar, like, because if you're eating something like high in sugar but not with like that balanced support of like a fat and protein, like your blood sugar or glucose will just crash. And that can cause more fatigue. I've learned that the hard way. So food is huge, nutrient-dense foods. And then also, like, we've kind of talked about the lifestyle factors, but I'll go into the supplements in just a second. But I think also, like, finding that state of flow, like finding things that bring you joy, finding play. Like if you love roller skating, go roller skating, or go surfing, or like go painting and horseback riding, play guitar. Like do those things that bring you joy and put you in a state of flowing creativity, because that brings a sense of purpose. Yes. Okay. Supplements are huge. I love them. And herbs. I think they can aid a lot in our overall system. Hence the word aid. Like, think of the word aid as huge. So like B vitamins are huge for supporting our stress response. This is one adrenal supplement that I took for a while. So yeah, B vitamins is a good one. Also, magnesium. That is a very important supplement for like stress, because it gets depleted under stress. Also, go see a doctor. Like, I'm not a doctor, obviously, so I don't want to tell you to take these supplements. Just talk to your doctor. But herbs, I am currently taking a adrenal recovery from Organic Olivia, and herbs and adaptogens are huge, and they go back to ancient practices in Chinese medicine and Ayurveda. And so ashwagandha root is huge. Ashwagandha is like so good, and rhodiola, cordyceps, reishi, just great for bringing down the nervous system and like regulating the nervous system. And I truly believe in the power of herbs, and supporting the mitochondria. I love the mitochondria. Anyway, I totally forgot to mention the last step, and then I'm going to leave because I'm just talking a lot. But cutting out caffeine and sugar. This is something as well, like as I've battled HPA Axis dysregulation, like cutting out sugar, because you tend to crave it more when you're tired. I know it's hard, but cutting it out, and just like having whole fruits with like a healthy fat, and like finding that balance is like so important. And have dark chocolate, like don't deprive yourself, but seeking that balance, like not eating sugary meals every day. And then also caffeine, because if you're already like taxed in your system, your nervous system, having something that stimulates is not the best for you and won't help you. So I'd recommend cutting out caffeine for a time if you can, or adding adaptogens like reishi to your coffee. Okay, that was a lot, I know. I get excited talking about this stuff, but I hope that you were able to digest something from it. And love you guys lots, and hope you can tune in again. I'll be back. Bye.